Hey, how's it going, guys? Carson back here with another live stream. This time, I got a box back from CGC. Now, it took me almost 3 days to get this. Now, I don't know if you guys have the same issues with FedEx shipping as, I do, but basically, I had to be at home to receive this package. But I'm probably like a lot of you guys out there. I work for a living, so I'm not just sitting home waiting for my package. But anyway, I finally convinced the guy to leave it on my doorstep, so I figured why not go ahead and do one of those fun, classic CGC unboxings. And in full disclosure, while we're filling up the room here, with all three people. But by the way, thank you guys for watching. I know what my thought process was. We got AI features. No thanks. Got pop-ups going. But nonetheless, let's just get to the chat because now I'm rambling. We got the great legend in the chat. He said, make sure to keep it a surprise. Yeah, full disclosure, I already looked at the grades. So basically, I did a 16 book pre-screen. So basically what they mean by pre-screen is you can set a limit, and then I just set it as 9.2, I think, because most of these, I believe, were moderns. And I'm like, well, if it's below a 9.2, I kind of would rather just have it raw than slabs at that point for, display purposes and stuff. So at least now I know, I went 9 and 7. I went like a subpar football team. So that shows you how great I am at grading books. Obviously, if I only got slightly better than half at 16. So, but the good news is I had a credit expiring plus a new credit since my CGC membership redid itself in early March. So I really need to send something quick to cash out the rest of what I got last year. Somehow they put both of them on there. So I think I got this whole box for like $50 by the time it was all said and done. So would I do it again for full price? Probably not, unless I just felt really confident in myself, which after this, I typically don't with grading and stuff. Let's see what else Legend's saying here before we get to the. We're gonna get to the duds first, and then we'll get to the actual slabs and some stuff I'm thinking about getting graded at C2E2. Yep, I already failed to try to make it a surprise. Austin said you can read your Psalms, you could read your 316. That guy who killed Goliath as a kid. Anyways, King David wrote a book. Like I said, it's been a long day. He wrote the book of Psalms. There we go. It's good. Legend says, I've never done a pre-screen before. 9.2 sounds good. Yeah, I figured on most of these books, if it's lower than a 9.2, it's probably just not even worth having in a slab at that point. But at least I know, if I decide to let the books go at some point and someone's asking about the grades, which most people do on these things, at least I know not to advertise it as near mint. Be the very fine option. We got Mr. Gretzky in the chat. What is going on, man? I know he's excited about C2E2 from what I've heard as well. So Gretzky eventually, I think I'm going to show a few books. I'm thinking about getting Signature Series graded at C2E2. Let me hack away at this dud section of, what CGC didn't think was a 9.2, which I was kind of hoping they'd leave a note. I get some free notes on the books at least, but it doesn't look that way. The other good news is, it even says on this bag, this was received 3.7, and I believe they were pretty much packaging it up and getting these things slabbed by 3.16 or maybe 3.15. I'll go 3.16 because, Legends hinting at Steve Austin in there. So, but anyway, these are the duds. Hey, at least I got most of my bags and boards back. I just they didn't retape them, but I guess, hey, I got tape. Okay, they did put some notes on here. Well, I don't know what any of that means. There we go. Batman Adventures Annual #1. This is like the third or fourth Harley Quinn. Like I said, don't really know why this wasn't a 9.2. But hey, whatever. I sent most of these early Harleys. I have no clue. I should not even throw this one. But this was the dumbest one I sent, I think, in terms of quality. There's no way this would have been a 9.2. I don't know if it shows on the camera. There it is. There's a lot of waviness in this book, and I thought about trying to press it, but this is one of those square bound books, and I'm not entirely comfortable putting a square bound book in my press because the staples usually there's a staple up here and then up here. I would just end up destroying the cover if I made an attempt. So it presents really well. Like I said, if this didn't get a 9.2, I didn't want it as slab. I think it presents well enough on its own. So, like I said, live and learn. I'm a little bummed this one didn't get passed through as a 9.2 or up. Batman, there you go, Batman Adventures, Mad Love. But once again, I would rather just have it raw than have anything as an 8 or below on this. So this one is definitely staying in the collection no matter what. Now I just got to figure out how to get these like weird stickers off. They just put them right on the bag. Even like this, I sent them this bust ass bag here because it was just all like, it's like, I'm not gonna waste the Mylar. And but anyway, this one 145. Like I said, don't know what they saw on it, or didn't get any notes. So just kind of going through. I was really bummed this one didn't make it. But if I remember right, this is New Teen Titans #2. First appearance of Deathstroke. If I remember correctly on this one, though, there might have been, this is the book that had the tiniest stain on the back, and I was kind of hoping that, like right there, it looks like a very light coffee stain. It doesn't go through at all. I was kind of hoping maybe, the rest of the book is so good, maybe it'd just knock it down to like that 9.2 range. But yeah, apparently it's not even that. But hey, glad to have this book and still pretty good quality. This one I'm actually kind of happy I got back. We got Strange Tales 180, first appearance of Gamora. Like I said, don't know the notes, but Jim Starlin is going to the con I'm going to on Sunday, so I may actually add this to maybe get signed by Jim Starlin pile. It's like I think a $10 or $20 sig, so that's why I'm not taking like more than 2 or 3 books. This might end up being the 3rd book I take. So I'm going to sit that in my Indiana Comic-Con pile. And then the last one, which I'm just cursed on getting a high grade on this book, I think, at this point. But whatever. It's another one of those ones I'm kind of happy I got back because I still think there's at least like an 8.5 here. But I'm going to have to do a detailed look at the book. It's the X-Men 266, first or second Gambit, whatever your perspective is on that. But Chris Claremont's going to C2E2. I may just get a witnessed signature on this. I guess I'll do the spine slide there. So like I said, I'm not entirely sure. I was hoping at least this would be the one copy I could get a 9 something out of, but maybe it's a 9.0. But I was a little happy. I was like, I sent this book off and then they announced Chris Claremont was going to C2E2 like literally the next day. So I'm like, dang, that would have been a fun one to get a signature series on. So maybe it was a sign from CGC, like, here's your book back, go get it signed, go get it witnessed, all that fun stuff. All right, now we got the reject pile out of the way. Let's get to the good stuff. Now I think I got almost half of what remains. I think it's 9.8 at least. We'll work our way up. We'll start with the 9.2. I got Mark Spector, Moon Knight 59 at a 9.2. The only reason I sent this, it was in the bag with the other book I wanted to send. So I'm like, I may as well just go ahead and send this too because, it's got that black cover. Sometimes these black covers are very good to get a 9.6, 9.8. Unfortunately, it came back 9.2. But, hey, that's not too bad. I do see some slight color rub on the back. They might have just hit me hard on that. It's not too much, though. But I don't know. I'll have to look up the notes because these actually do have notes on them. But 9.2 on that. So not too bummed about that one. Looks like I got a 9.4 on one of my early Harleys. So Batman Adventures number 28 came back in 9.4. So happy at least I got one of the Batman Adventures in a decent grade, but I was really hoping at least that Mad Love would come back at a 9.2 or up. But maybe at least slabbed one of the Batman Adventures. Let's see what else we got here. Sent one classic off. I have multiple copies of this, so I at least wanted like one in a slab that, I pretty much just sent my nicest copy. Action Comics 583, pretty much the swan song for the Silver Age Superman, a really good Alan Moore story. So I at least wanted one nice slab of this, and they gave me a 9.4 on that. And then let's see, I think I got one more 9.4 in here. I was a little disappointed this one was a 9.4, to be honest, because it was a polybag comic. Never took it out of the polybag. I actually had to leave a note saying for them to do that. And I'm definitely have to look up some. It's probably color rub. Oh, I see 2 spine ticks that I couldn't see because of the poly bag. So that's probably where they hit me. But Wolverine 37 came back at 9.4. I was hoping for at least a 9.6, but oh well. Really awesome Greg Capullo cover. This was, I think, a 1 per store variant. So, yeah, still really like the cover. A little bummed about the 9.4. The good news is everything from here on out is a 9.8. So I got 5 9.8s to add to the collection. First one up, we got some shiny foil goodness. There's a nice, awesome glare for you guys. We got Wolverine #1. This is from the most current run. I believe this is a Mexican edition / El Quinto Mundo edition from the Ben Percy run. Just really like that cover for sure. I slept on getting this at C2E2 years ago. My buddy Mike actually got a copy of it. But then, like on Whatnot, they were selling Mexican foil editions on, I think it was the Spider-Man booth. People were selling these. So I decided not to sleep on this cover twice. And I was happy that came back at 9.8. So I got that to add to the collection. Probably won't be going anywhere just because I really... Like in terms of these like negative space gimmicks, like I would say this is by far my favorite one. I might save that one for last. Next up, we got Wolverine. This is a facsimile of the limited series from 1980. Once again, this might have been kind of a cool candidate to get signed by Chris Claremont because, you know, he did do the book originally, but he probably would have been like, what the hell is that book? I didn't work on that. And he has to open it up to see, you know, the original cover from Frank Miller. But got this Kevin Even Virgin variant. It was, I think, a Whatnot / MegaCon exclusive. And it came back at 9.8. So happy with that for sure. Let's see. Gretzky says that was an epic book for an Action Comics. So I figured you'd like that Action Comics. Legend likes the foil, 9.8. And yeah, he does love that Action Comics. All right, what else we got in here? This was actually a Whatnot win from my good old pal Comic Man Andy. He raffled this away on his channel and I won it. So it was just kind of hanging out there. I'm like, I may as well go ahead and send this one too. And it came back at 9.8. So Andy, if you're out there, thanks for taking care of your books, bud. This came back really awesome. I just kind of was noticing while I was talking, I feel like this is like a bigger or different slab or something. I guess it's a bigger comic. Yeah, so the slab thickness on that is slightly different. And yeah, you can really like tuck my fingers inside the top for some reason. So I don't know. Just something random I noticed on this slab specifically. I guess it is a square-bound book, Skybound X25. One of those battle variants. So I figured why not go ahead and get that graded. And we got 2 more to go. I've decided to go ahead and send this Lethal Protector. I got this at C2E2 last year, actually. I got a pretty good deal. I think I only paid like $10 for the copy. So I was really happy. Came back at 9.8 plus shiny goodness. But once again, you know, I guess it was a sign to go get it graded. I was thinking about getting this signed by Mark Bagley at some point, but I didn't know if he was going to any cons. I send it off. And then he gets announced with Jim Starlin at Indiana Comic-Con the day after I dropped this box off. So, yeah, more shiny, fun goodness, red foil. So, 9 point. The last one, I was probably the most, I guess financially, this is probably like the biggest win of the box. Mark Spector, Moon Knight 57, came back at 9.8. And I got this book. I probably talked about it on my Tuesday night live stream a few weeks ago. I got this book for a big time steal, so I was very happy. It came back a 9.8 for sure. Just, you know, love the Stephen Platt stuff on the Moon Knight. Slowly starting to run fill a lot of Moon Knight in my collection. So I'm very happy to start getting the Splat stuff for sure, because, you know, once he starts on this book, that's when the prices go up on things. Great Legend says, I have a lot of thick Fawcett Golden Age slabs. Yeah, same for me and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, those magazine ones. Those things are huge, like those slabs that they send them in. That's why I wouldn't mind trying to send some more magazine size. I don't know if they do the pre-screen on those. I don't think so from what I've heard, but maybe, you know, I didn't think they pre-screened 16 comics, but hey, the transaction went through, so I just, you know, sent the package to FedEx, got them back in a couple of weeks. But yeah, I might send some more magazine stuff because I do have a lot. I wouldn't mind having Last Ronin 1 through 5 all in 9.8s. I got like issue 1 and then both the B and the C covers all in 9.8. So I've been toying with the idea of trying to send 2 through 5 and getting the whole set in a 9.8. I think that'd be a lot a lot of fun to do or try to. I'd probably get like 1 in 9.6 and couldn't break the streak, knowing my luck. And he says, I have a 3D Mighty Mouse 1 and a magazine slab. I'm sure you're going to try to find a way to get like a 9.8 treasury that's in a Mylar bag. Like how big, like big, that have to be like as big as like the largest bag at Target, you know, the one they give you for like the big giant toys and stuff. But it's Mylar. You got to have everything in Mylar, which, by the way, well, always the same note with CGC. These bags are trash. Like the best thing to use these bags for, if you're shipping comics, you just take this bag and you wrap it around your comic just to give it that nice extra layer of protection. But yeah, I got to get some CGC bags, that's for sure. All right. So I got a tiny little stack here, and this is maybe going to grow, maybe not, I don't know. But these are 4 comics I was thinking about taking to C2E2 to get signature verification graded on. You know, obviously number 5 now would probably be X-Men 266, which I guess I could just leave that sticker on. Well, maybe not. If I'm going to send it to CGC, this may confuse somebody if it's sitting in their warehouse with their sticker on it. So you have to take it out of this nice Mylar and put it in a, you know, a cheap bag that they can keep, obviously. Let's see what Mr. Gretzky's saying. I had at least a protector run, but sold them before it went big. I got mine for $1 each. Yeah, nice. I think I had the set at one point. Probably sold it as well while the selling was good on it. Legend says, Mr. G, I bought them all for cover price when they came out. Sold them years ago. Good read, though, for sure. All right. So the first one is I'm going to take and getting graded. And I probably have to run it through the press one more time because I can just see some imperfections. And, you know, it's a great book, X-Men 129. I actually already have it, like, right there. I think it's it's an 8.0. It's got that gimmick label on there too, or it's got like the giant size on there. So I do have a copy, but I wouldn't mind having a newsstand edition, you know, gold label, Chris Claremont signature. Now, would this be at least an 8.0? That would be the real question. Like I said, it does have a couple of defects, like right on the cover. There's some creasing. I think there's one that starts to break color. Yeah, you can kind of see it right there with the light. So I would have to like press this out a lot more before I consider that. And then there's just like a little thing that breaks color, like a spine tick. I don't want to say it's a spine tick, but it seems like it's just more of an imperfection on the cover. And then there's just a little bit of color rub. So I'm already seeing like, you know, the imperfections that I see. So I'm thinking they'd probably give me like a 7.5 or lower. But I do like the idea of getting this gold label by Chris Claremont because I really like this. Is one of my favorite books to collect for sure. And it's still very undervalued in my opinion. One I would want a 9.8 on though is this Batman 142, I believe. Chip Zdarsky did the story in this. So he's going to be at C2E2. So I figured this would be a fun one to get, you know, signature verified by him. But I think, you know, this is kind of going to turn in one day maybe to this Jock cover here. I think this is like the best foil DC's put out for a very long time. I just really like this Joker cover. I still need to catch up and read the rest of this story from Chip Zdarsky. I started reading the Batman stuff on the DC Universe Infinite app, and I've enjoyed it so far, but I do at least want to get one of my Batman signed, and I only have a few. I've mainly read all the rest digitally, but I really like this cover for sure, and I think it'd look awesome in a gold slab. Legend's asking, says, do you have an X-Men 12 first jugs? I do not. I'm trying to think of the earliest X-Men I got. Probably around like the late 20s, I think. And it's a potato of a book, basically. My favorite old one is this one up here. I actually put this up for the live stream. That's the it's only a 4.0. It's the first cover of Polaris, that awesome Jim Steranko cover, and it's the first appearance of that banner right there. So probably my favorite cover they did in the Silver Age for the X-Men, or I guess that would be... Actually, yeah, it's probably the tail end of the Silver Age. I couldn't remember if it was an early Bronzer or not, but probably the very end of the Silver Age. Got a Something is Killing Your Children 25. The artist and the writer, of course, James Tynion, fourth's going to be there. So I get 2 signatures on this, gold label. Maybe we'll get lucky and Hughes will get announced, but I already got enough Hughes signatures. He just writes in the book. So I wouldn't mind at least getting Werther and James Tynion, the fourth, signature gold labeled on this. I think I got the other one graded at a 9.8 already. I think I got that book graded because they gave you the trade dress and the Virgin and the set. But yeah, get that one double signed. And then I got to look this book over a lot more closely. I think it's good just at my first glance. But Department of Truth, just cover 1A. I already got, I think there's a 1B. It's on the very bottom shelf, 9.6. It's the Jenny Frizen cover. But I kind of like cover 8 the best, to be honest, after, reading through the series. So once again, artist for this is going to Martin Simmons. I know Drew's a huge fan of the art in this book. So I would definitely think, a dual signature gold label would be awesome on that as well. Yeah, we all like the Juggernaut legend. He's awesome. The Juggernaut. All right. Since I'm streaming and won't have the ability to go live for a little bit because, job and such, I got to work I start the Tuesday night live stream again and get it consistent, and then I end up having to close a bunch of Tuesdays at work. But anyway, I figured I got a tiny bit of a haul still to show. So if you guys want to stick around, I got a couple more books. Now, I don't know if you guys ever bought a package and forgot about it for 6 months and found it while cleaning up, but I had a couple packages, just a couple Gemini mailers I found while cleaning. So I got this off Whatnot from the artist Buzz, who did a lot of, I think he did the JSA stuff with Jeff Johns on and off in the early 2000s. But he actually does a Whatnot stream where sometimes he'll sell art. He'll just sketch on stream and then sell it. And other times he'll just sell books from his collection. Like I actually got a Stan Lee signed book from him. This is the only one I have in my collection. So I wanted to support Buzz a little bit. I got this signed art book from him. Signatures right there, of course. So we'll shout out to Buzz, one of the underrated artists of the 2000s. So I always like collecting this type of stuff from artists. I really like these. I have a whole collection of them over there. And you're not going to go to the store or a bookstore or even really on eBay and find stuff like this sometimes. You got to, once these things are out of print, you just never see them again. So I always like to try to get artist books like this when I can. Oh, man, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. We got Chris Barrett is in the chat. What is going on, Mr. Barrett? Oh, man. Yeah, that's the thing. I forgot my water. That's why I'm trying to push through the live stream because when you're doing this much talking, eventually you're going to need that water sip because I don't want to be that guy who goes live and then 30 minutes in, you just hear repeated, throat clearing, basically. It's somebody get that guy some water. But nope, I would take a sip of water, but I forgot. Anyway, another Whatnot seller, his name is Willie808. He's kind of hard to catch sometimes because they're him and his partner are Hawaiian, so they go live at Hawaii times, which is 1 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes I'll catch their auction when I'm getting ready for work. So I think that's how I got this little stack of 4 books here. I was getting ready for work, and instead of drinking coffee, I was just bidding on auctions. So, and I think I got all these for either $2 or $3 a pop. So I think these books have started to even blow up a little bit since I lost this package for a few months in my own house. Got Marvel Tales 235, just a really cool X-Men cover, which if you hadn't guessed, I'm starting to get a lot more into the X-Men again, thanks to X-Men 97, which I may put out a YouTube short review on that. Hey, it's a newsstand. We love newsstands here. Got a Spider-Man Unlimited #1. Noah was bidding on it. I'm yeah, why not? I'll take a Spider-Man Unlimited #1 for a few bucks. I think this is the first time I've had this book in my collection. It's What If Elektra Had Lived. I always like getting the Daredevil stuff when I can. I'm starting to run Phil Daredevil pretty good, to be honest. But yeah, I didn't have this one in the collection. I'll probably just throw out with my, under D for Daredevil. And then I got an All-Star Comics with Super Squad #63. I believe this is probably within the first 4 or 5 appearances of Power Girl. It's not the greatest condition or anything, but hey, it's $2 or $3. Can't beat that. Let's see what we got. Legend says, damn, I love Carson. He will always be a star pupil, or sometimes I go to a host. You are loving it. Thanks, man. I learned from the best. Let's just say that. Chris Barrett says he's been buying NASCAR autographs. Awesome, man. Hey, man, what do the 2 brothers say? Collect what you like, all that fun stuff. I'm sure there's 1,000 catchphrases, but yeah, that's awesome. I've never been in the NASCAR, but if you're enjoying it, man, you keep enjoying it. We got Kenneth Bird. He's in the chat. What is going on, Kenneth? Nice to see you out tonight. Barrett likes that All-Star book. I figured he would. He likes that early DC stuff as well. I got one more package. I just got this, I think, on Monday. SMZ Comics on Whatnot, I think. They sell a lot of turtle books, so usually I get hooked into their streams, but they take forever to ship sometimes, I tell you. Like, I barely remember what's in this package, to be honest. Like, I think I won these auctions like 2 weeks ago, so not the biggest fan of them, but hey, they got a good relationship with Kevin Eastman and that stuff, so you kind of have to follow them because I'm a turtle guy. So let's see what we got here. This got a nice Gemini mailer to recycle there. You use the white painter's tape, if anyone was keeping track. You can never go wrong with keeping these boards. All right. Let's see what we got. I got 3 books from them. So the first one, God, I forgot I won this one. It's a Supergirl Legion of Superheroes 23. Apparently they're making, facsimiles of variant comics, which is weird because they put a new variant on it. So Supergirl Legion of Superheroes 23 is famous for the Adam Hughes cover, not anything besides that. Like the story, like no one's opened that book. So the fact that they reprinted that with a David Nakayama cover, I thought that was like weird and stupid, so I had to have it. So I do like David Nakayama, and I do like that Adam Hughes cover. I just thought this was a really weird, like, why make this? But I don't know. I thought it was cool, and I'd never seen it before, so I won it for the opening bid. They had a couple of these battle damage variants, which I thought were fun. And I think this one was for the opening bid as well. I think this is Superman #1 from the Joshua Williamson run. So I got the Superman one, Tyler Kirkham on that. And then they had the Batman equivalent, which I guess I could get this, probably signed by Chip Zdarsky as well, I guess. C2E2. What number this is, I'm going to have to crack this open, though. I don't know what number this is. I was hoping it was a giant certificate of authenticity. I like my sign books. But let's see what number of Batman we got. And can I get this signed at C2E2? We'll see. Do I want to get it signed at C2E2, I guess is the question. It is a Chip Zdarsky. Dust Till Dawn. Of course, you open the book. It doesn't even tell you the number. So you got to love it. Okay, good. It says on the back, Batman 136, Legacy 901. So there we go. Maybe I'll get another signature on this. We'll see. But I think even Zdarsky, I think he charges like $10 now because of his representation. So there you go. Chris Barrett says, what the blue heck? Variants of variants? Yeah, I know. Variant. Yeah, that's exactly what this cover is. I just like the Supergirl cover mainly, but this is literally a variant of a variant. So there you go. Weird book. All right. That is all I have to present today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the slabs, enjoyed the not slabs, I guess, because, had some duds in there, but hey, that's all right. I think there's a reason for that. We'll see down the line, maybe. But yeah, I guess if anyone watching this is going to Indiana Comic-Con, if you're there on Sunday, you see me wandering around looking for turtle books, say hi. Definitely love the chat. We'll be recording Modern Men Sunday night. We're going to be covering Batman and Son from the Grant Morrison run. There's behind that box up there, there's a issue 655 variant. So we'll be covering that. What the subtopic will be, I have no idea. If you guys got any ideas, type them in the chat real quick. But like I said, there probably won't be a Tuesday night live stream for the next couple of weeks because of availability. But I'll try to do some more little random pop-ups like this. And I want to do some more YouTube shorts. I just need to take the time to figure out how I want to do that and all that stuff. And I am being told that I need to hit the button at the end. So I guess until next time, newsstand. Newsstand.